Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because what happened at the Chinese Grand Prix was not supposed to go down like this. Ferrari showed up to Shanghai with a plan, a clean, calculated plan, and then Lewis Hamilton blew the whole thing up in the most Hamilton way possible. And somehow it worked. But not everyone is happy about it. In fact, one Formula One world champion is absolutely furious about what he saw on that track. And the numbers tell a story that Ferrari does not want you to see. Before we go any further, I need you to do something. Who is better right now, Leclerc or Hamilton? Drop your answer in the comments right now, because after what went down in Shanghai, that debate is about to get a whole lot more complicated. Stay with me, because this one goes deep. Let's set the scene. Lights out in Shanghai. Lewis Hamilton, wearing Ferrari red for just over a year now, lines up on the grid with one single goal: prove that this move to Ferrari was not a mistake, that all the headlines, all the doubt, all that talk of "is Hamilton done?" was dead wrong. And off the start, he delivered. Hamilton launched off the line like an absolute rocket. Aggressive, calculated, vintage Lewis all the way. And in the opening lap, he didn't just pass one Mercedes, he passed both of them. He put that Ferrari at the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix. The crowd lost its mind. The paddock lost its mind. For one glorious moment, it looked like the story we've all been waiting for was actually happening. But Formula One doesn't do fairy tales for long. The Silver Arrows, driven by Kimi Antonelli and George Russell, started reeling him in. Lap by lap, their pace was just better. And Hamilton, being the racer he is, made the call. Forget chasing the win. Lock down that podium. Third place, points, momentum. That's the mission. But then his own teammate showed up. Charles Leclerc, young, fearless, and absolutely not interested in making life easy for his famous new teammate. What followed was one of the most intense, jaw-dropping teammate battles Formula One has seen in years. We're talking wheel to wheel, corner after corner. Brake late, hold the line, don't give an inch. They even made contact, a light touch. Hamilton himself admitted it, but contact all the same, at race speed, with championship points on the line. And this is where things get complicated. On one side, you have Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world champion, the most decorated driver in F1 history, saying this was one of the most fun races he's had in a very, very long time. Maybe ever. He said the battle with Charles was incredible, that the wheel-to-wheel fight was exactly what we want. He was absolutely electric in that post-race interview. You could feel the joy just radiating off the guy. Fred Vasseur, the Ferrari team principal, he checked his heart rate monitor during the battle and said everything was totally fine. He trusted his own drivers, refused to freeze the positions, let them race. And he said, and I love this line, that asking them to hold position would have been unfair because, in his own words, they are professionals. Beautiful, right? Almost romantic even. But then Jacques Villeneuve walked up to the microphone and said what a lot of people in that paddock were already thinking. Before I get into Villeneuve's bombshell take, if you're enjoying this breakdown, hit that like button right now. It genuinely helps this channel more than you know. And trust me, you do not want to miss the rest of this story. Villeneuve, 1997. World champion, never a guy to hold back. Looked at that Ferrari battle and didn't see a masterpiece. He saw a disaster. His argument? Simple and brutal. When Hamilton and Leclerc started going at it, Ferrari was sitting in second and third place. Second and third. That's an incredible result. 33 combined points. Right there for the taking. All they had to do was manage it home. Instead, they started fighting. And in just 2 laps of that internal war, 2 laps, Ferrari lost 5 seconds to Antonelli. 5 seconds. Gone. Evaporated. Because both drivers were pushing so hard, braking so late, defending so aggressively that their tires just got destroyed. Villeneuve's verdict was ice cold. It was a bit extreme, and it destroyed Ferrari's race. They were second and third. Think about that. While Hamilton and Leclerc were putting on a show for the fans, Antonelli and Russell were just driving away, building their gap, locking in a dominant Mercedes 1-2. The very team that Ferrari is trying to chase just got handed a gift by Ferrari themselves. Now, to be fair, driver and commentator Jamie Chadwick pushed back on that narrative hard. She said she loved the fact that Ferrari let them race. She pointed out that Mercedes probably wasn't even the realistic target at that point anyway. And she made a genuinely great point that in this new era of Formula One, with the regulations demanding energy management and race awareness, the battles we're seeing out there are real. They require elite-level judgment. And that's exactly where champions like Hamilton and Leclerc truly shine. So who's right? Villeneuve crying over the lost points? Or Chadwick celebrating racing in its purest form? Look, they're both right. And that's exactly what makes the Ferrari situation so fascinating and so fragile all at the same time. Because underneath all the drama, the wheel-to-wheel battles, the viral moments, there is a very serious problem at Ferrari. And Vasseur himself admitted it, 4 to 5 tenths. That's how far behind Mercedes-Ferrari currently is. In Formula One terms, that is a lot. That's not a minor tweak, that's not a software update, that's not a new front wing spec at the next race. 4 to 5 tenths is the difference between fighting for wins and fighting for podiums, between being a title contender and being a very exciting third team. And Vasseur, smart guy that he is, has already managed expectations. He said there's no magic solution on the way, no silver bullet. His plan? Find 5 improvements worth 1/10 each. Grind it out, build the platform. But here's what Hamilton said that really caught my attention. After locking in that first Ferrari podium, his first podium in Ferrari red, after more than a year of trying, he said, "This isn't exactly where we want to be. We want to be at the front, where those Mercedes guys are." A man who has won 104 Grand Prix races, 7 world championships, the greatest driver of his generation, and he's 4 to 5 tenths off the pace. Sitting in a car that, on pure speed, just isn't quite good enough yet. But he also said something else. He said Ferrari has a great platform to build on. He thanked everyone back in Maranello. He sounded genuinely motivated, energized, like a man who just remembered exactly why he loves this sport. And that, right there, might be the single most important thing to come out of China. So here's where we stand. Hamilton has his first Ferrari podium. Leclerc pushed him every single step of the way and made sure he flat out earned it. Ferrari proved they can fight, but also proved they still have serious work ahead. Mercedes dominated. Antonelli took the win. And the internal Ferrari battle has already split opinions right down the middle. Was it the most exciting race we've seen in years? Absolutely. Did it cost Ferrari a better result? Almost certainly. Is Lewis Hamilton, at this stage of his career, in the right place to mount one final championship run? That is the question that's going to define the rest of this season. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Ferrari made the right call letting Hamilton and Leclerc race freely in China? Or should Vasseur have stepped in and frozen those positions to protect the points? The season is just getting started, and something tells me we haven't seen anything yet.